Alright. Shalom Malakiam. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, Rakatam. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to all the Akimo that is doing the work in sincerity and charity with humiliation all across the four winds. The UA salute. To the Aquathium out there doing their due diligence to make their calling an election sure in the servitude of their husbands. To those who are without husbands, searching for husbands in these times, for your salvation, do I salute. To the Hakim out there, doing their due diligence in the court to make their calling an election sure in the servitude of our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, to you I salute. This is the brother Yasha Wamba from the GMS Bahamas camp, back at you with a brief spiritual hydration. Now, the topic I want to touch on this morning is contentment and discipline are God-like qualities. Now, to be content is whatever trial and tribulation gets sent your way, whatever persecution you going through, whatever blessings you get, you content with it. If you say a prayer to the Most High for assistance, for help out of a matter that you're in, and He delivers you out of that matter, be content with it. For example, if you pray to the Most High to be able to lose, let's say, 30 pounds, and the Most High, and through your diligence and your work and your prayer, the Most High happens you to lose 30 pounds, don't go there trying to lose 100. You see? If the Most High, if you pray to the Most High for, let's say, $100, and the Most High bless you with $100 exactly, don't go there trying to get 101, because you're not content. One may say that they are content and they are happy with the Most High gives to them. They happy that the Most High gave them, let's say, $100. But then in the back of their minds, they're like, if I could just do this, I could get more. If I could do that. And that right there is maliciousness. That's where those demons started creeping and tell you, yeah, you get what you asked for, but maybe you could get a little more. Try a little more. And every single time you're not content with the Most I give you, He takes away what He gives you, and He takes back more than what you had. You see? When you show a lack of contentment, you show a lack of discipline. And when you show a lack of discipline, you show a lack of trusting in the Most High. A lot of the issues that we have, we bring upon ourselves because of a lack of contentment and a lack of discipline. The first precept I want to get here is Philippians chapter 4 and 11. It says, not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. I know both how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. You see? So you have to be satisfied. Satisfaction in contentment is a powerful thing. You see? Because the Most High ain't gonna never put on you more than you can bear. You see? Even when we say our Father prayer, we ask the Most High to give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses. You see? The Most High can never put on you more than you can bear. You see? And even when we look at how different situations, different people in, right? We may say, oh, they gone too far with that. Or they shouldn't have done that. Or I wouldn't have done this. But when you look at it on the grander scale, you, in your eyes, you may say they have gone too far. But we don't know the ways of the Lord. The Most High may have put them inside that position. Okay, you ain't gone far enough. You see, the only way they can learn their lesson is if the Most High pushed them to that point to where He deems is enough. Now, we may say, but that you going too far. No. But when you look at it, the problems, the issues and trials and tribulations what we going through, other people may look at it and say, we going too far. And in our mindset, boy, we ain't do nothing that bad. But in the eyes of the Most High, you do just as, your sin ain't no more grievous than their own. For example, let's use stealing for example, right? Let's say a guy goes out there and steals $10,000 or more of things, right? One may say, oh, you're going too far with that. You're going to thief that big amount, right? Let's look at somebody who go there and steal somebody $5, and that was that person last $5. Which one is the greatest of the theft? You can't even say, because at the end of the day, in the eyes of the Lord, stealing is stealing regardless. So you can't say they gone too far with they $10,000 theft, and you ain't gone too far with your $5 theft. You see? But nonetheless, not to stray too far from the topic, that still goes back into being content. Because again, if the Most High bless you with something, be content with it. Know when to be abased and know when to be abound. The next precept I want to get here, right? Hebrews 13:5. It says, let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he had said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. Again, be content with such things that ye have. You see, because what you have, other people are praying for. What you have, other people are there dying for. We have this truth. People who don't even know the value of this truth desire this truth. You see? We may not have an abundance of money, right? And, we may not have an abundance of funds or whatever. You may see somebody who wicked or so-called wicked out there have an abundance of funds. You don't know why the Most High gave them that? Because the same way how the Most High could put you in poverty for your destruction, the Most High could give you riches for your destruction. The same way how the Most High could wake you up to this truth for your destruction, the Most High wake you up to this truth for your salvation. You see, we don't know what the Most High have in store for us. We don't know His plans. You see, our ways are not His ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. We have an unction to understand what's going on, but to say fully understand the ways of the Most High, we have no knowledge of that. The angels don't even have knowledge of that. You see, that's how come we ought to be content with whatever the Most High send towards our way. You see, you have to be content. The next precept I have here, Sirach chapter 40:18. It says, to labor and to be content with that a man hath is a sweet life, but he that findeth the treasure is above them both. You see, it's a very easy thing upon a sudden for the Most High to make a poor man rich, right? But nonetheless, you have to be content, because if the Most High see you content with getting $10, right? If the Most High see you content with losing 10 pounds, if the Most High see you content with having, let's say, one woman, if the Most High see you content with having a decent car, how much more would He bless you to get something better than that? But if you ain't even content with the small things, what others would look at as you fucking have the best luxury in the world, you think the Most High can bless you with any more than that? Because the Most High knows, if you ain't content with this little bit of stuff, if I go there and give you a big amount of stuff, you only can fuck yourself up. You see? If you can't manage a little, what makes you think you can manage a lot? Our ways are not the ways of the Most High. Our thoughts are not His thoughts. He could see what we can handle. That's how come He only gives us what we can handle. And when it's time for us to get to that next level, He pushes us to get to that next level. Why? Because, okay, it's time for you. You've been stagnant too long. It's time for you to grow. Now, this growth can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. You see? And again, that discipline with that contentment is a must. Because to be content, you have to show a form of discipline. You see? If you can't discipline yourself to stop while you're ahead, if you can't discipline yourself to know when enough is enough, if you can't discipline yourself to be content with what the fuck the Most High bless you, imagine what happens when He stop blessing you. Then what? You can jack yourself fucking up. You see? Contentment and discipline is a God-like quality. To labor and to be content with what a man hath is a sweet life, but he that findeth a treasure is above them both. It's a sweet life to be content, boy. Because you ain't worrying about getting more. You ain't even worrying about losing what you have. Because at the end of the day, you are content. The Most High ain't gonna never put on you more than you can bear. So stop fucking it up and tempting them. Stop tempting the Lord. You can find yourself inside a position you may be looking at what others are dealing with, and you may say, well, you ain't doing that bad. But you have to take the mote out your own fucking eye before you could bring judgment on another. You have to be able to self-examine yourself and deal with the shit what you dealing with before you could point the finger at another. Because you may not realize it, but the same shit what they going through is the same shit what you going through. In your eyes, it might not be as intense as what they want, but in the eyes of the Most High, it's the same fucking thing. You see? Stealing is stealing. Killing is killing. Stealing and killing ain't the same thing. You see? If you steal or commit adultery, different sins are punishable by different judgments, right? But at the end of the day, the judgment for stealing, regardless of what it is you steal, is the same thing. The judgment for adultery, regardless of who the fuck you do it with, that's their judgment. You see? The judgment for sodomy, the judgment for lying, all those have their own unique judgment. But at the end of the day, stealing is stealing. Lying is lying. Adultery is adultery. Regardless if you do it a little or you do it a lot, you still fucking do it. You see? And we serve a terrible power by we serve a dreadful power. Next precept I want to get here. Let's touch a little bit on that discipline, right? It's Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha. Let me start at verse 4. Let me start at verse 3. For forward thoughts separate from Yahweh and his power. When it is tried, reprove it the unwise. For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin. For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit, and remove from thoughts that are without understanding, and will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in. So, when you lack discipline, you show a form of unrighteousness. And when you show a form of unrighteousness, discipline will flee from you. Anytime you see you lack discipline in a thing, that means you lack contentment with a thing. When you see that unrighteousness creep in, that's when discipline can leave you. That's when wisdom can leave you. You see? At the end of the day, you have to be mindful of these things. Last precept I have here is Sirach chapter 18. And starting at verse 14. It says, He had mercy on them that receive discipline, and that diligently seek after his judgments. My son, blemish not thy good deeds, neither use uncomfortable words when thou givest anything. You see? Again, that discipline. When you diligently seek after the law, statutes, and commandments and the judgments of the Most High, discipline will be with you. Discipline is a God-like quality. Contentment is a God-like quality. Faith, patience, all these are God-like qualities. But the focus right here is for diligence. Contentment and discipline. You see? So, Akim, I pray this lesson was edifying, and give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Makar Kadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation all the Akim out there doing their due diligence to make their calling and election sure. Akim, be content. Be disciplined. Because the time will be coming in now, the Most High may just... the Most High said, my servant shall eat. You see? Now, whether the Most High bless you in an abundance of food or just enough to get by through the day, be content. Because we know not what he has in store. Shalom, Akim. Shalom.